Anyways, I know this one's going on YouTube, so if you're watching on the YouTube, make sure to subscribe. So we get into game number 1 here of this TVT. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Ancient Sister. We've got the blue Terran player for the Shopify Rebellion. It's ByuN. He's not supposed to be blue, he's supposed to be red. His opponent in the lower left-hand corner is on Team NV, which I feel like is a blue team. He should be blue, but he's red. It's all backwards. It's Cure. Cure is for sure a blue Terran. And ByuN's a red Terran. They messed it up. They mucked it up. They don't know. You know, the players don't realize. It's hard when you're the player. You don't realize if you're supposed to be blue or red. I love this so much. Both players are in base 2-raxing. We have the same build against each other. It's a beautiful thing. So, I mean, I guess we'll just have to see who has the better Reaper micro. I don't think it's really going to be that crazy of a battle, but you never know. Could get spicy. I don't think I've ever actually seen this. So this is essentially the proxy racks, the proxy 2 racks, but then proxy, you just build it at home. I guess ByuN's will be a little bit quicker since Cure's second racks is at the back of his base, but we'll just have to see where the Reapers interact. ByuN's moving across immediately. Oh, no, he's going to take the first hit right here. Wait, did he get the first hit? How did he do that? He went up the ramp. But he's going to kill that first Reaper. Does a little bit of damage to the second one. Cure's going to take this opportunity to move across because he thinks that was just the one Reaper. Okay, he's going to heal completely back up before the next engagement. Cure might be thinking he's got an advantage here, but it's actually going to be dead even. Oh, and he's going to move up the ramp. ByuN's going to take advantage of this. Oh, that's a beautiful play by ByuN. Jumps on top of the Reapers. He's going to lose one, but he's going to get both of Cure's. Now ByuN's got the advantage. The Artosalop watching from the side. Oh, ByuN's Reaper micro is so good. You're right, Artosis. Thank you for that little addition for us. Cure just going to try to hold with Reapers. Now, of course, the reinforcing Reaper of ByuN takes kind of a while to get across the map. Should allow Cure to get enough units up to hold back at home. It looks like ByuN's following it up with the Cyclone as well. Oh, no, he's got the Hellion out. All right. But it's just going to be even units here. So, a little tough for ByuN to push in unless he micros perfectly, which if there's anybody who can micro perfectly, it is actually ByuN. Let's see if he can get a good hit. A couple Marines out for Cure now as well, just to help out with that DPS. ByuN's going to try to dive in, get some Reaper grenade action going. No grenades out of Cure, and I feel like that's hurting him really, really heavily here. Somehow, ByuN does break in, and he's going to get some SCV damage. Oh my god. All that because ByuN killed one more Reaper. Cure Cyclone pops out. Big Daddy Cyclone going to really help holding on. Unless ByuN's also got a Big Daddy Cyclone. Oh, this is where the alpha males fight. Who's the true alpha? Which of these Cyclones, which lead their respective Terran armies, will actually be the alpha male in the game? But not really in the game. Just kind of like the early game units. There's a couple little lock-ons. Again, nothing crazy here, but ByuN has taken a distinct advantage with these better trades at the start. He's up workers, up a little bit of army, and now he's got the double Cyclone. Cure's second Cyclone shows up, though, and he is going to clean up all of ByuN's stuff, and just like that, it turns on its head. Suddenly, Cure went from down in the trades to up in the trades. And ByuN doesn't have a lot left at home to defend right now. If he does get a siege tank out, it's going to make it a little harder for Cure. Oh, the tech lab, though. That tech lab is so vulnerable. Oh, no, ByuN. Don't lose your stim. Siege tank sieges up. Cure's like, what if I just wasn't in range of the siege tank? Second siege tank pops out. Now Cure's gonna leave. ByuN got to get the repair on this barracks. Imagine losing stim because your barracks died. Actually, no, the upgrade goes away, right? I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. If the barracks dies while the tech lab it's attached to is upgrading, does the upgrade pause until a new barracks takes its place? No, it's got to just disappear, right? Because you could put a factory there, in which case that would make any sense. I feel like it should pause, but I also understand why it wouldn't. That's such a weird thought. I've literally never thought about that before. The barracks is dying while the upgrade's going. ByuN gonna put some pressure on now. He's up in workers because he was able to kill 11 SCVs earlier on. Wait, did he do some other damage? Did I miss? I missed a Liberator coming in. ByuN had a Liberator in. Must have been during some of that action. That got a few more kills. So that's allowed ByuN to keep that worker lead that he made for himself earlier. Now he's going to try to get some more damage done. Actually, this tech lab is going to be in some trouble. It will get targeted down. The tank here for Cure is nice, but not nice enough to kill any of those Marines. And ByuN gets in, gets out, and he actually does the thing Cure was trying to do to him and kills Stim just a little bit before it completes. Very annoying for Cure to deal with. And Cure doesn't have any more barracks behind this. ByuN's production is actually popping off right now. And his third CC is done. It's flying over. Oh, man. And he's still being annoying with these medevacs. I mean, Cure's taking his third base as well. So the third base is going to be evenly timed. But ByuN up workers. I really feel like the production, I can't overstate how good it is to have all that extra production. Cure is getting into some more now. He's got the second eBay on the way, but he's still only got 3 barracks. ByuN's up to 5. He's going to have a huge amount of Marine production. Oh my god. And ByuN's 1-1 is nearly finished. How has ByuN done this? This is insane, man. He's so far ahead in regards of how many Marines he can make and his upgrades. Once he gets 1-1, I'm a little bit worried for Cure, who's not going to have that for quite a while. Oops, sorry. Stim finally restarted for Cure. Got that Stim and combat shields on the way. Obviously, the tanks are the saving grace here. The scan gonna spot the pickup. ByuN trying to boost around the scan. One of these medevacs at 15 hit points. Oh, the Marine spots the big drop coming in. It's just gonna go directly over the third and into the main. No, it's gonna stay at the third base. One tank drops out, sieges up, and gets shut down. There's another shutdown here on this Raven. Marine's going to step forward and get on top of the siege tanks for Cure. But now ByuN falls back to tanks that aren't doing anything. So the tanks are going to be left on their own. One shot gets off. The 1-1 being done for ByuN is important. He's ahead in upgrade right now. I don't know if that's enough to overcome the numbers difference right there. However, ByuN overall, I think, takes a good trade in that little fight. Let's see, we got this up. Yeah, I think that was a little bit better for ByuN. Killing the 2 tanks is nice, but he lost 2 tanks, so this kind of evens up, but he's going to continue the push now. Cure does not have that energy to shut down all these tanks. He's got 1 shutdown now. And the tanks are going to force his base to lift. It's very painful for Cure. Cure's tank count is also super low. No, he's got 5. Where are they? There's like 2 down there. Where are Cure's siege tanks? I feel like I'm crazy. Oh, you know what? There's 2 more under here. Okay, that's where they are. I just didn't see them behind the command center. Don't mind me. ByuN gonna stem a few Marines in. This is so annoying. It forces Cure to just send a bunch of Marines back there and stop focusing. ByuN tries to push forward at the same time, but that did not work. I don't know what just happened right there. ByuN all of a sudden has like no Marines with this push. Oh, looks like he wants to reinforce, but there is... I thought it was a drop. It's actually just 3 Marines keeping that army at home right now. Like the Liberator for Cure. It's going to be a nice way to push this back a little bit. But ByuN trying to stick around for as long as possible and just keep the pressure on the CC. Keep the pressure on Cure. More Marines joining up. Where is that drop? Oh, there it is. Oh, there's Vikings and turrets. It's going to kill 1 medevac before they get in, but ByuN will get into the base. There is a siege tank in here, and the Marines are showing up quite quickly. Marines trying to get on top of the tanks. Oh, they pull back, though. And I feel like Cure's going to clean this up. At the same time, there is still this push out here. ByuN's going to try to drop on top of the siege tanks. There's not a lot to stop them. The auto turret is there, but it looks like the Marines are going to kill 3 tanks just like that. They'll get the Liberator. They'll get the 4th tank as well. And now ByuN's got tanks in position on this 3rd base. Cure lifts it, but it gets targeted down, but it stays alive, but it doesn't matter because ByuN just has too much. And a game 1 victory there for ByuN, taking down Cure. What a fun TVT that was. Fun TVT. I felt like ByuN did a good job in the opening, but Cure really pulled back the advantage in his favor. But then after all was said and done, it was kind of like even losses. ByuN was just ahead. Those extra barracks really helped him out. The 1-1 being done sooner really helped him out. I didn't really keep up with what the upgrades were looking like. But, man, ByuN's just really good at this game. Kind of hope game 2 goes a little better for Cure. I'd love to see a game 3 between these guys, but you know, we'll take what we can get. Whatever comes at us. This is the semifinals too, so the winner goes on to the grand finals. Face whoever wins between Dark and Hero, which is a certified banger on the other side of the bracket. Kind of sad we're missing that, but at least this TVT slaps. All right, game 2, we're going to Royal Blood. Join our players in here, and the players are the right colors this time. I appreciate that. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner, we have Team NV's Cure. His opponent in the lower left, Shopify Rebellion. It's ByuN. Interested in what the opening builds will be here for both of these guys. That was a gas after the racks, so I imagine we're going to see a more standard opening for both of them. And there's the second gases. So yeah, just going to be factory before CC. Standy dandy stuff. Korean TVT still has a decent amount of like proxy 2 racks going on. Mostly I would imagine thanks to Maru, but ByuN's definitely not afraid of it, and I feel like Cure can pull it out from time to time. But we're not seeing it. We're not seeing it here. At least not yet. But it is worth noting that players often still open safe in this matchup because of it. I remember when just like the Reaper expand was standard in TVT, and we started seeing that proxy 2 racks, and Maru was just crushing everybody with it because everybody just refused to scout him and open safe. They were like, no, I'm gonna open with my Reaper expand because I can micro. It's like, no, dude, it's Maru. You're not gonna hold that. Just give up already. Just build a factory. I don't know what to tell you. They finally have gotten it. And once again, we have even builds. I love that 2 different builds in both games, but they're both just dead mirrored. It's kind of a beautiful picture, honestly. One difference, Cure did not stop producing Reapers to build a reactor. ByuN did, so now ByuN has double Reaper production. It means that Cure can move out a little sooner, but ByuN will be able to defend just fine once he gets his next 2 Reapers out. In fact, might be able to surprise Cure a little bit and jump on top of him. Cure is going to have to leave. Nice little Reaper grenade there. ByuN's like, oh, I see. Now it's my turn. Nice positioning from Cure, but does get circumnavigated a little bit. Catches a Reaper, though. That's really good for Cure. Very important. Looks like ByuN's going into Marines and tanks now with the medevac coming out. Okay, so ByuN's going to have a quick push after this. Cure is going for the tech lab, though. He's getting the Cyclone out. It's much more standard, I think, than Cure. Much more macro-oriented. Whereas ByuN is going attack-oriented. He's oriented to attack right now. It's definitely going to be on Cure to try to defend this, but doesn't necessarily have the information that it's coming just yet. I'm a little surprised ByuN isn't moving out with these units out front too. I say, as he starts moving out with those units out front. Cure's main base a little bit undefended. Oh, the lock onto the medevac though, right as the boost ends. Gonna force the dropout. But ByuN still's got a lot of stuff here. Auto turret's gonna help a good bit. Siege tank takes down the Cyclone. It looks like the tank will go down. ByuN still got a few Marines here with the medevac. This is really nice, actually. Just got to avoid this siege tank. The Raven's super low, so Cure's got to keep that back as well. Nice little splits here, but I think there's enough for Cure to defend. ByuN gonna have to lift. And realistically, that was a fairly even trade. Losing the tank's a little bit more painful for ByuN. Man, this game is super close even after that, though. Cure's like a tiny bit ahead. All right, he's a little bit more ahead now after killing all that. Didn't really lose much more. In fact, I don't think he lost anything else. Killed all the rest of those Marines and the medevac. Cure's ahead by a good bit of army supply right now. Could try to push across, but it looks like he's just going to chill for the time being. Maybe, maybe not. This time, though, Cure is ahead in pretty much every regard. He's got the faster CC. He's got more army supply. His production's going down a little bit earlier. Yeah, this is looking great for Cure right now. He's also got double Raven. I don't know. Oh my god, ByuN's just pushing across the map. We might have a base trade on our hands, guys. He lifted up into the medevacs. He is going. We're going to see a scan. Cure realizes there's nothing here. Oh, and ByuN's got to get, he's got to get into the main. He's got to start getting damage done because Cure is here. Oh, great siege tank positioning from ByuN, but it gets shut down by the Raven. It's got to get away from the auto turret, though. ByuN doesn't pull it back. It just dies. Unsieges and dies. Cure's army's a little bit damaged. At the same time, on the other side, Cure's trying to kill the siege tank of ByuN's, but it's staying alive. ByuN is in the base. He's going to stop stim from happening. Oh, SCV is getting pulled. Another tank's about to pop for ByuN. He's going to siege it up. He's losing all of his workers. ByuN has no SCVs left. Oh, no. He's down to 6. The auto turret, the landed Viking, will be enough to clean that siege tank up. And ByuN, it looks like he lost his tank on the other side of the map. He does still have a Raven. He's still got some Marines here, but Cure's actually mining from this base. Cannot say the same about ByuN. Ooh, nice hot pickup into that medevac, keeping the Cyclone alive. ByuN has lost 52 SCVs. That is nearly all of them. He's got 3 down here. Oh my god, he needs to repair the CC. There he goes. Gets the repair going. Doesn't have a lot of minerals. Marines find a great spot, but the CC just lifts. It's not so great of a spot anymore. And GG gets called as Cure ends up winning the base trade as that last medevac full of Marines goes down. Wild base trade scenario, but Cure just had a little bit more in his push. And really important for Cure, a lot of times the player who's pushing is at a disadvantage to the player who's dropping. But Cure recognized, hey, you don't have anything. I think you're out on the map somewhere. I'm going to dive straight in and get going on whatever this is. Because, yeah, the sooner you get all that going, the better. Cure's smart enough to recognize that. Worked out for him. Now we're going to game 3. Fun TVT. This is a good one. There's some great Terran players, Stonecoat. Some great Terran players. I mean, ByuN is a longtime fan favorite. I think Cure was, for a long time, was underrated. And he made it up into that, like, top 4 Terran in the world territory. And he's kind of been hovering around that, like, top 4 to top 6 Terran in the world territory. Sometimes maybe pushing up to top 3. But never really cracking, like, 1 or 2, I feel like. He's never quite cracked that level. Top into game 3 here and see if he can crack it still. There's still time. StarCraft still alive. Thanks to ESL. Thanks to the beautiful community. It literally wouldn't happen without everybody out there. Whether you're watching, supporting things like Wardy's Kickstarter for his big tournaments, the KSL Patreon, anything like that. Super helpful, but even just watching is huge support. So if you guys enjoy watching StarCraft, just know that it's going somewhere good. Anyways, game 3, spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Gresvan, we have Team NV's Cure. And his opponent, lower right in the blue for the Shopify Rebellion. It's ByuN. Another standard-looking opening here from both of our players. Again, dead mirrored. Beautiful.
Chickenman, man.
Katie Thanius. Oh, Katie, thank you so much for the Prime subscription. Oh, I really appreciate that. I hope you're having a lovely day. I know we still need to, like, go get some of those beers. A little bevy situation one of these days. If you guys are ever in the downtownish Seattle area, you just let me know. I know a couple of nice spots down here. I don't have a car though, so I never go anywhere else. I miss having a car. I was just talking about it today. I miss having a car. Like, I don't go to drive-through food anymore, which is really good for my health, but I miss it. I miss McDonald's. I miss Taco Bell. Jack in the Box. Carl's Jr. I miss them all. It's just too bad. Again, much better for my health, but not for my enjoyment of life, you know? Also, like, Apoptosis and Neuro live up north, and yeah, I have a number of friends that live decently outside the city, where taking public transportation is like not super tenable most of the time, like an hour or more to get there. It's a little bit painful to make those journeys. Cars would make it so much easier. It's like 20-30 minutes in a car. Easy peasy. Woo, speaking of cars, ByuN's actually got the car advantage at the start of that engagement, and oh man, he will clean this up. But you know what? Cure does a good job. That was actually a much closer trade than I expected. ByuN's gonna let that one live with its 4 hit points and just try to move across and maybe get an SCV. But Cure, too smart for that. Doesn't leave any SCVs on the low ground. Neither player will really get anything done here. Oh, can the Hellion do it? No. It just explodes. A little wheel here. Poor little guy. This is why that's why I don't drive. There's always that danger. You just run into some like Marines or some Reapers, and they just shoot you down and you explode. Ooh, ByuN going for another cheeky little push. Cheeky little drop here. Cure going for a Banshee. That is not something you see in TVT all the time. It pops up every now and then. It's kind of cute though. I like it. I like the little Banshee. This is going to be hitting a little earlier though for ByuN. Ooh, Cyclone's thinking about it. He's not thinking about it soon enough though. Cyclone's a little bit late and the tank will get sieged up. Katie Thenius, thank you for also gifting a sub to Stonecoat. The generosity. ByuN's not being very generous right now. He's killing some stuff, stopping the mining from happening. Cure will be able to clean this up, but it is a little bit painful here. Finally gets it, but 7 SCVs going down. Overall, definitely good trades. Well, I was going to say good trades for ByuN, but you know what? He killed a couple Marines, so it really is just those workers. ByuN ends up ahead in terms of the worker count, but Army supply is even. Yeah, you know what? That didn't go as well for ByuN as I'd expected. I thought that was going to be a better trade at the end there, but he just killed a couple Marines. Losing the siege tank is painful. I think he lost the medevac as well. Oh, no, never mind. That's chilling in the corner. Yeah, the StarCraft representation in Seattle is actually pretty hefty. There's a lot of very cool people in this area. "100% gotta get a meetup going." Nice little auto turret harass here from ByuN. It's a few kills. Marine not really doing his job. There was a Banshee as well, but it's just chilling with the army right now. These auto turrets not getting like a ton of kills, but they also stop Cure from being able to mine for that period of time. So lost mining time really helps too. Let's give ByuN that advantage, which he already had an advantage. So now he's up 10 workers. And while Cure does have the army supply lead, if you're up 10 workers, it's only a matter of time before you regain that lead. Tank count relatively even. Both players on the double Raven here. Cure's going to try to push his advantage, though. Again, he's got that army supply lead. Let's take advantage of it. The Banshee can really help here, too. Chip away at any tanks that are left a little bit exposed. But ByuN's going to jump on these siege tanks, shut down one of them, kills the other two. Great start to the engagement. However, ByuN also loses all of his Marines. He's got to get some more of those out. He's got a lot of Marine production. But Cure has the air victory here with a couple of Vikings. Katie now gifting his sub to Nate. Oh my god. The true love. Cure inching his way forward, shuts down a couple of tanks. ByuN says, all right, let's go for it. He dives forward, he stims on top of the tank, gets it, and he will finally push this away at the expense of 7 SCVs. But remember, ByuN was way ahead in workers, so he's still ahead after that. Pushes this aggression back from Cure and gets the pressure off of his back. Well worth it pulling those SCVs to get that done, since he's maintaining that lead. And now ByuN immediately, because he doesn't know what the word chill means, picks up in the medevacs to move across. But Cure he's on that same page. He's like, what would ByuN do right now? I think ByuN would just pick up and drop. But the Vikings, they miss it. The missile turret is a little too late, and 2 siege tanks will get sieged up here. The Ravens do still exist, but I don't think there's one shutdown available. You can shut down one of these tanks. He drops an auto turret on top of the other one. Good targeting here as well. And all this will get cleaned up. ByuN's drop gets 7 SCVs, so a little bit of revenge there, but loses a lot of stuff for it. However, the arm supply is still relatively similar. ByuN's 1-1 is done, so his Marines are quite a bit stronger for the next 30 or so seconds. He's just going to pick up again. He's a wild man. ByuN setting down a 4th base at the same time. He's just going to boost right in. The Vikings are not too far away. No tanks in this one, though. This is just Marines. So the Banshee will finally die. Shutdown's not going to be particularly helpful here. But it looks like this all will get cleaned up. 11 more SCVs dying, though. Man, this has not been a good game for SCVs. 32 of Cure's workers have died this game. It's kind of insane. But still, even after all of that, the supplies are dead even. Again, ByuN sacrificing his army for economy. And that will work well for him, but it takes a little bit of time for that to kick in. His 4th base is going to be a good bit sooner, it looks like. His Cures is not on location. And of course, he's mining more just because he's been killing SCVs this whole game. But as the tank counts increase, those little bits of differences aren't going to matter too much. I feel like I just saw a stutter, and I'm terrified. After last night, during the finals, getting dropped from BattleNet, both Dave and I, that was brutal. Thank God for Canadian internet. Steadfast, holding down the fort. ByuN trying to put pressure on. I like to say in TVT that in the Marine tank phase of the game, I always favor the player putting the pressure on. You force your opponent to unsiege and react to you, and you can definitely, I feel like you have a higher chance of catching them off guard if you're putting that pressure on. But you do got to be careful not to get flanked. Ooh, ByuN just gonna stim forward. Cure is here though. ByuN eating a lot of tank shots on his Marines. Does get a couple of tanks with that though. And now we see that SCV count kicking in as ByuN jumps ahead in army supply. This is all from that extra mining that he had a little while ago here. It's not nearly as big of a difference as I had expected it to be though. And as both players get their 4th bases situated, the difference of a few workers is going to matter less and less. And it's really going to start to come down to engagements. Can one of these players catch the other one napping? Catch him slipping? ByuN's going to try to push through the center here a little bit and put some pressure on. He's got to be careful, though. Cure still has 2 Ravens. Somehow these Ravens have lived this whole time. ByuN was trying to drop at the same time, but it looks like it got caught by the turrets and the Vikings that were over here. Oof, ByuN losing tanks in the middle as well. Not taking the best trades right now. This is really nice for Cure. This is where attacking can go wrong a little bit. Marines coming over to deal with a little drop, but ByuN just picking off damage here and there, still looking for a spot for his main army to move into. I don't know if this is it, though. He's going to try to jump on top of it. The tanks were mostly unsieged. But The anti-armor missile and the scan show him that that's maybe not the best play. Now Cure's got a little run by. Finally, Cure going to put on some counter pressure. Maybe try to stop ByuN from just expanding like crazy. ByuN's 5th is already done. Ready to turn into a planetary. Cure's 5th CC is pretty far away from that situation. In fact, ByuN has a 6th CC as well over here. Just in case. Oh my god. 5 medevacs full of units trying to fly in here. Look at the turret ring from Cure. He's like, no, I'm not letting you do that. I'm not letting it happen this time. He's going to shut down the tanks. ByuN's just going to have to run away. He can't really take this engagement. He doesn't have the upgrade lead anymore. Let's take a look at that tank count as well. Yeah, ByuN's been losing a few. 7 to 11. As much as I do love 7-11, that is not what ByuN's really looking for, especially up against now 5 Ravens. The shutdown potential is huge here. ByuN's got 1, but look at that. 3 of his tanks get shut down, and Cure sieges everything up. This is a great spot for Cure right now. He didn't quite clean up the tanks, but there you go, gets that final shot. Good target fire on the Marines, but Cure's going to be able to just hold on to this base. Not too much of a sweat being broken here. Doesn't have a lot to support this base, though, and it looks like ByuN wants to maybe dive in on that. ByuN is just continually keeping the pressure on. He is, again, doesn't know chill. Doesn't know what that is. Decides to pull back with the Marines. Cure finally taking that 5th base, but ByuN's has been up for a while. He's finally sending some SCVs over to it. Liberator's starting to come out here. As Cure's had that Viking lead for a long time. ByuN hasn't even tried to build Vikings, which is why ByuN's able to take these bad trades with the Marines and tanks, and it's okay. Because he's just replacing them with more Marines and tanks instead of worrying about Vikings and Ravens, which Cure is doing. But Cure is going to have the technically better army. And that's going to be a big advantage for him. But ByuN's got the technically bigger army in terms of the ground forces. Anti-armor missile is nice, but ByuN does get the tanks sieged up. He's going to route the 3rd base for now. Cure wants to try to come around. I don't think he has enough for a shutdown, though. He's got 4 Ravens here. They're all pretty low on juice right now. It's going to make it a little bit harder to push this away. I love the siege position for ByuN too. Going to start working on the turrets. If the turrets are gone, guess what ByuN can do? He can start dropping. Oh, good position on these siege tanks for Cure. ByuN taking a nice advantage here. The lack of mining at the 3rd base for Cure right now is super, super painful. And I know he wants to clear this, but ByuN's spread does make it a little tough as well. Even if you're able to shut down the tanks. Oh man, these SCVs getting blasted. 14 of them have gone down. Cure down to 66 workers, and that is a pretty distinct advantage for ByuN, who really wants to drop into the main. Shut down on one of the tanks, shut down on the other 2. It's just Marines here for ByuN, and he's just kind of going to trade. But Cure will finally clean this up and push this away. Oh my god, please finish killing that tank. Cure, please. Alright, he'll get it. Not the cleanest here, though, for Cure. Loses another tank to clean those up. Wasn't really necessary. Oh, jeez, but ByuN's just running into sieged up tank fire. He wants to try to kill the CC. I guess he might be able to get it. He's focusing down the Ravens, gets all of the Ravens except 1. And that means there's no shutdowns available for Cure. These tanks are doing quite nicely for ByuN. The CC does go down. Cure maybe mishandling this a little bit in the meantime. While he loses a 3rd, ByuN's got a 6th base set up. Cure's also not mining from this base. This Liberator has 5 kills. Cure's essentially got 1 base mining right now. Oh my god, he has no base mining right now as another Liberator shows up. ByuN's like, you have Vikings? I don't really care. I'm going to build Liberators anyways and get a bunch of kills. And now he's sieged up on this planetary. Cure is in dire straits. Look at this huge income advantage right now for ByuN. This is insane. And the army supply is also in his favor because, I mean, if you're mining this much more for this long, you just have more stuff. Doesn't matter if you trade cost efficiently. Oh, man, he's even done that, though. He's even traded cost efficiently this game. Sacrificing Marines to kill the sensor tower. Kills the planetary. No repair on that bad boy. And ByuN just has too much stuff. Like, I don't see how Cure stops this. There's so many Ravens. You can anti-armor missile all day. This is not the old school Raven, though. That is not going to be the end-all be-all. ByuN is going to split his Marines, and I think this is just going to be too much. He comes in from all angles. GG gets called. And ByuN takes the 2-1 victory. Beautiful TVT play. Damn. Not a single bit of chill.